as 2026 gets closer and closer, it is officially time to look back at 2025, look at every single card of the year and rank them on the tier list, F to S, from the worst to the best, the ones that were absolute dog shit, that were pathetic, that were a waste of a card, compared to the ones that were god tier. They were the best cards of the year, the ones that were just the most exciting, the most entertaining, the most high-level fights. So before we go ahead and get into the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get it started with the first fight night of the year of 2025, Duran versus Ribas. I'm going to be looking at the cards as well. If you guys don't remember, Duran versus Ribas, let's be honest, it wasn't a great card. It wasn't a great card. There was a lot of finishes on the main card, but the level of fights were very low. Very, very low. You know, obviously, WMA main event in the Apex, the best of the best, but Duran versus Ribas was a pretty shitty fight. Duran did get the finish. We did see a finish in a WMA main event, which was great. You know, at least the fight didn't go 25 minutes of boring hugging, but it wasn't the most entertaining. She got the armbar in the third round. Then we had Santiago Ponzinibbio, Carlston Harris. This was kind of a fun fight, kind of a fun scrap with the knockout. Cesar Almeida, brutal KO. Really nice. Roman Kopylov with the head kick that was low-key early. Soriano with the knock. There was a lot of finishes. Classic C-Rod fraud checking on the main card. So it wasn't bad. I know the prelims were there was a decent amount of finishes, but it wasn't crazy. There was some boring fights back and forth. Nice, nasty knockout from Marco Tulio. So this was an okay card. But Apex women's main event, you know, barely any rankings on the card. Apex card, you really can't put it too high. I'm going to put it in the D tier. Even though there were fun finishes. It was in the Apex, and there was no rankings on the line. And we had Duran Ribas main event. I can't put it higher. It's not even F because there was a lot of finishes. It was pretty fun, but Apex WMA main event, yeah. We'll move on, though, to UFC 311, which was supposed to be a great card, but of course, the cancellation of Islam and Arman Sarukian absolutely tainted the card, and I would have rather seen Beneil Dariush, Renato Moicano, and then this fight, obviously, so they had to switch it up. We had Renato in a main event against the GOAT, arguably the GOAT of the UFC, and all he wanted was money. So this was not a great main event. It would have been probably an S tier if this was Arman Sarukian versus Islam, but obviously Arman pulled out, back injury, whatever the case may be, missed weight, whatever it was. Merab versus Umar was a banger fight. That was a fight of the night. Yuri Prohaska, nasty third-round knockout over Jamal Hill. Really good fight. Jailton Almeida, nice ground pound TKO. Ran into Ritter, rear naked choke. So main card wasn't bad, but the main event was just it was ass. Ione Barcelos, fraud checking Payton Talbot. Nasty knockout from Bakoyev. Submission from Guskov. This wasn't a bad card. Boring smudge fest from Dawson. This wasn't a terrible card. Then a bunch of decisions, but because of the main event, because of all the early decisions, and even though these fights on the main card were pretty good, the main event just tainted everything. It tainted everything. So I'm going to put UFC 311 in the B tier. Obviously Yuri with the big knockout and the Umar versus Merab fight were kind of the highlights of the card, and those are big moments. But I still got to put that in the B tier because of the fact that the main event was just so shitty. Early submission from Islam and, Payton Talbot getting fraud checked. The decisions early prelims. I'm looking at everything. I'm not just judging this just off the main event. And the highlights were Yuri and Merab's fight. But it's just not enough to push it to the A tier. We're going to move on, though, to the Saudi Arabia fight of the night where we had Nasruddin Imavov versus Adesanya. Adesanya getting brutally chinned, bro. This was bad. It was a good main event. Really nasty knockout by Imavov in the second round. Obviously, kind of showed that Izzy's a little cooked. He hasn't fought since. This was his last fight. It was a bad knockout. And then we had MVP versus Shera. Was not a good fight. It was literally just point fighting like MVP always does, just poking shots at Shera, and Shera could not see them because he's blind in one eye. And then we had Sergey Pavlovich versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Pavlovich just looked like a shell of himself. Nurmagomedov Oliveira was decently fun fight back and forth. Zion Mike Davis was a fairly fun fight, but nothing was crazy. Nothing was crazy on this card. I feel like there wasn't any crazy finishes. Obviously, Gaziev with the blobbing out Peterson, Thomas Peterson, Terrence McKinney getting it done early. There was some decent finishes on this card, but nothing crazy. I think this is just a decent fight night. This was just like a decent mid fight night. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. Wasn't crazy. Obviously the main star was Izzy, and obviously they put Shara in the co-main because of the glaze that they have out there in Saudi Arabia. But it wasn't the greatest card. It wasn't the greatest card. Highlight was really just Nasruddin Imovov's knockout, but over Izzy, you gotta feel bad. You gotta feel bad. It was kind of a shitty spot for Israel Adesanya. We're gonna move on though to UFC 312 F tier. Don't even have to look at it. Don't even have to look at it. Dog shit pay-per-view, worst pay-per-view of the year. Pathetic. Justin Toff on the main card, 7-5 against Taliesin Teixeira. Whaley Tatiana Suarez was a boring smudge fest. We had a draw on the main card. Jake Matthews was on the fucking main card. Dricus du Plessis, Sean Strickland 2. I mean, it was an okay fight, but it was just literally point fighting back and forth. DDP outstruck and kind of destroyed Sean Strickland on the feet, but it was boring. It was boring. We haven't seen Sean since. Prelims were okay. Highlight was really Gabriel Santos' sub. This was a good fight. This was probably the only good fight on the prelims. Taporia's debut, kind of good. Tom Nolan, usually gets finishes. It was kind of a boring fight against Borshev. This was just a shit card. Besides Quill and Salkild's fucking sliming out Anshel Jubilee, that was the highlight of the card. Besides Quill and Salkild sliming out Anshel Jubilee, this card was ass. It was dog shit. For a pay-per-view, this was pathetic. It should have been a fight night. Terrible fight. Terrible fight card. I'm putting it F tier. I don't give a shit. RoboCop versus freaking Jared Cannonier. One of the best fights of the year. One of the best main events of the year. People fucking forget, man. People forget, man. This was a great main event between the two of these guys. These guys scrapped it out, back and forth, war in middleweight. I mean, Jared Cannonier, I was rooting like crazy for Jared Cannonier. I got absolutely hyped during this fight. I was literally in my room just yelling at my laptop, "Let's go, Jared! Let's go!" I was praying that Unk still had it, and he still had it. Sliming out Gregory Rodriguez in the 4th round. They were throwing fucking big shots back and forth. This main event was a banger in the Apex, and I want to just put this super high, but the rest of the card, this co-main was dog shit. Yusuf Zalal ran circles around Calvin Kattar. This was fucking pissing me off, but this main event made up for it. Edmund Shabazian sliming out Dylan Budka. I mean, Budka shouldn't have been against him, but nasty knockout. Nazim Sadikov with the nice head kick. This was really clean. Rodolfo Vieira, Andre Petrosky was really boring. Prelims, let's see what we had. We had Jose Delgado, nasty knockout over Connor Matthews. That was nice. Boring Angela Hill decision. Boring Rafael Estevam decision. Gabriel Bonfim sliming out Chaos Williams with a submission, putting him out cold. Walter Walker, submission debut. The start of the heel hook trend. This was nice. So overall, the card was pretty good. I can't put it too high, but this main event really made up for it. The Walter Walker heel hook debut, the Chaos Williams getting choked out cold by Gabriel Bonfim was nice. The Edmund Shabazian knockout was nice. So it wasn't too bad. And for an Apex card, I'm going to put it in the C tier. Because I really did like that main event. If you haven't watched that main event, go rewatch that main event or watch that main event. It was a banger. It was one of the best main events of the year that people just don't talk about. It was an absolute war, back and forth. Both guys were landing big shots that you could just hear echo in the Apex. That was a great fight. So I think that really made up for the card. Put it in the C tier, just below this one, just because there was a bit more good fights on this card, and the main event was a bit better. But we're going to move on, though, to Seattle. UFC Fight Night Seattle. One of the cards that low-key mad underrated UFC Seattle. Obviously had a shitty ending. The co-main and the main really just halted. Honestly, the feature fight too. These 3 fights halted the momentum on the card because this card was looking so good. Really fun scrap. Nasty knockout by Jean Silva. The prelims were all finishes. Ion Kutalaba sub. Andre Philly getting sub by Costa. Mansour Abdul Malik, brutal knockout. Ricky Simone, disgusting knockout over Javid Bastard. I picked that. I predicted that as him as an underdog. Austin Vanderford, ground and pound TKO. Nursultan Ruziboyev, nasty knockout. Modestus Bukauskas, brutal TKO knockout. Flatlining Rafael Secchero, who's a bum, but it was brutal. It was really nasty, and then he did the backflip. This was a great prelim. The prelims were fucking electric. Absolutely fire prelims, and I want to just put this like super high. If I was just basing this off the prelims, this would be like low-key S tier, but the main card slowed it down so hard. Rob Font, John Matsumoto. It was a fun fight, but it was slow. It was very slow, back and forth, tit for tat, boring decision by Rob Font. And then Anthony Hernandez was trying to slime out Brendan Allen, just couldn't do it. It was boring smudge fest. Then Song Yadong eye-poking Henry Cejudo. So the card went from hype, super fun, energy, like fire, going crazy, to very boring, very fast, like slowed down real quick. So I have to put this in. I'm going to put it at the top of the C tier. I'm going to put it at the top. Should I put it B? Should I put a B tier? No, I'm gonna put a C tier. I'm gonna put a C tier above Imavov versus Izzy because even though Imavov Izzy was a better fight than Song versus Cejudo, the prelims were so much better. And honestly, people like that don't watch the prelims. I mean, obviously casuals, you know what I mean? Casuals. I'm a Canadian casual, but I'm gonna watch the prelims, and the prelims were so good. The prelims were so good, unlike the ones in Saudi Arabia on the Izzy versus Nasruddin Imavov card. So I'm putting it above that card in the C tier, just a little bit above though. We'll move on to Manel Cap versus what is that? Asuel Mabayev in the Apex. Was a pretty mid card. I mean, classic flyweight Apex main event. Wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. I mean, Manel Cap got the first combination eye poke knockout. Crazy shit. Knockout from Cody Brundage was nasty. This was literally just a truck stop fight. It was disgusting to watch, but it was a nice knockout, I guess. Haqparast robbed Ribovic. It was a fun fight of the night, really fun back and forth. Hyder Emil, William Gomi, fun fight as well. Danny Barlow got slimed out by Sam Patterson. This wasn't too bad, to be honest. This wasn't too bad. Mario Pinto sliming out Austin Lane brutally, like you're supposed to do if you're going to be a prospect at heavyweight, and then a bunch of boring decisions. So, man, this was like the middest of the mid. Like I can't lie, this is still like, even though there was fun fights, it was really mid. I'm putting it in the D tier. I'm gonna put it above Ribovic, not Ribovic, for Amanda Ribas versus Mackenzie Dern because the main event was a bit better, but it was still an eye poke like 3 combo KO. It was like pretty shitty. It was pretty shitty, but the main card was better than the Ribas versus Dern one. To be honest, I think the Ribovic versus Haqparast fight was a really good makeup for the kind of shitty card that it was. But we're gonna move on to UFC 313. Which was a pretty good card. Where are we? Alex Pereira losing to Magomed Ankalaev. Very slow, very boring. Alex just looked pretty slow in there. He looked injured. Obviously, we're going to talk about UFC 320 where he made the comeback. He beat Ankalaev. That's a better card. Obviously, nobody wants to see the mountain troll, the bridge troll Ankalaev win. He got a win, but he ended up losing to Alex Pereira again in 2025 when they rematched. But this wasn't the best fight. This was a shit co-main. I'm just going to call it what it is. It was fun, but it was a shit co-main because Justin Gaethje just got a title shot off of it. Didn't deserve it at all. Had already beat Rafael Fiziev. Fiziev came in on 3 days short notice, stepped up, lost the decision. It was pretty boring. It was pretty boring. Ignacio Bahamondes with the triangle over Jalen Turner. He just looked like he quit. It wasn't the best fight. This was disgusting. Ban the matchmakers for putting this on the main card. This was a waste of 15 minutes of my life. Mauricio Rufy slimes out King Green like you're supposed to do. Really nasty knockout. Highlight of the year, one of the best knockouts for the year, if not the best knockout of the year. And then prelims were like, okay, Joshua Van was there, Bruno Ferreira knockout or submission, Carlos Leal brutal knockout, Myron Santos robbery decision. Like, it was okay. It was really okay, but for a pay-per-view, like, this was mid. Again, like, I'm gonna put this below 311. This was mid. Honestly, like, honestly, yo, people might hate me for this, bro. Like, fuck, yo, I'm putting this shit below Song. No, okay, whoa. I'm not crazy. Whoa. I'm gonna put the C tier though. I've got a lot in the C tier. I'm putting the C tier, man. I don't even think it deserves B tier. Main event was dog shit. Co-main was like mid. Really, like, this is C tier is mid. It's mid. So we're gonna move on. Banger. Don't even, S tier immediately. Put this shit in the S tier. Put this S tier, bro. Immediately. I'm just kidding, guys. But Martin Vettori, Roman Dolidze, banger. We need the rematch. We need the third fight. Marvin 1-1, Roman 1-1. We'll see who wins in the third in the Apex. This was a slop of a Apex card. Chidi and Jaquani co-main, Dos Santos like, this was just disgusting. Alexander Hernandez decision over Kurt Hollabaugh. Damon Blackshear submission was nice. Brenson Ribeiro submission was nice. The Kevin Vallejos debut was nice. We are coming for the belt. Nasty knockout from Kevin Vallejos. This card was like mid. It was really bad. Prelims, there was some kind of finishes. Loki, I forgot that there was finishes. Carly Judice, I remember that head kick was nasty. Josiane Nunes got slimed out by what's her name? Oh shoot, they're not gonna say her name, are they? The zombie girl, Andre Lima with the submission. Boring Sam Hughes decision. Carlos Vera with the head kick and then the submission. Huge underdog win. Waldo Cortez Acosta slamming out Ryan Spann. This might have been a bit better than I thought. Maybe not S tier, but I'll put this. Or I want to put this F tier. I'm going to put an F tier. What am I saying? I'm going to put this F tier. Can we get it a bit ahead? I'm going to put an F tier because the main event was dog shit. Boring. 25 minutes of my life. But It was actually a decent Apex. Not as good as these two, though, because there was a lot more finishes on this card, a lot more fun finishes, fun fights. This one as well. So, and just the main event was just fucking ass. It was fucking ass. We're going to move on. UFC London. UFC London. Great card. No knockout. I don't think there's a single knockout on this card. I think it was only submissions, if I remember. Yeah, submissions and decisions. So, really decision, submission heavy. Main event, it was beautiful to see Leon Edwards get slimed out, get mauled in London over literally like 20 minutes and then get submitted in the fourth round. It was beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. Co-main was boring as fuck. Kevin Hall and Gunnar Nelson was fun. This was kind of fun. Alexa Taylor was just emoting on Molly McCann. Chris Duncan with the submission, pretty fun. Nathaniel Wood dropped Morgan Charrier and won the fight just based off that. Like, this card was pretty okay. It was pretty okay. I'm going to put in the D tier, though. I'm going to put in the D tier. People might hate. I'm going to put in the D tier. It wasn't, like, crazy. There was no crazy moments. There was no crazy finishes. There was no, like, crazy knockouts. Like, there was nothing. There was nothing really crazy, but the main event really made up for it. Nasty win by Sean Brady. Dominated Leon Edwards. Made him look easy, former champ, all this, all that. I'm going to put it in the D tier, though, just because of the fact that there wasn't crazy name value. There wasn't any crazy moments. Even the co-main, man, which should have been fireworks. Carlos Ulberg versus Jan was just a boring point fight. So, put in the D tier. We'll move on, though, to the Mexico card. Mexico City, Moreno versus Urseg. This was an okay card. This was a really okay card as well. It wasn't crazy. Main event, classic Brandon Moreno decision. Like boring, like he always does. Ducking his head, popping the jab. That's all he does. Boring decision. Nice knockout by Jamal Emmers. Boring decision. Not nasty debut by Ataba Gauthier, puts out Daniel Medina. Who does that to Medina? Who does that to Medina, bro? Oh my god, Ataba Gauthier is a force of nature. Yeah, this wasn't crazy. Kevin Boras, fraud checking Ronaldo Rodriguez, David Martinez with the knockout over the bum, Simon Oliveira. Chiwiwi's on there, Edgar Chairez with the nice submission. Manuel Torres chinning Drew Dober. This was mid. This was really mid. Not the worst card for sure, but like, not great. Not great. Really, really not great. Man, I kind of want to put this in the D tier. I kind of want to put this is like same spot. People might hate, but these were so mid, these two cards. These were so mid. Like, there was some good moments, but I dead ass thought that the RoboCop Cannonier fight and the card in general was better than these. Honestly. And these cards as well. So I'm going to put in the D tier a little bit above this one because we got some knockouts. We got some finishes. The Manuel Torres knockout was really nasty over Drew Dober. But we'll move on. Lerone Murphy versus Josh Emmett. I know this was dog shit. I know this was ass. This was poop. This was dog shit, man. I know this was terrible. Boring decision. Boring Smudgefest decision. Nasty Chang Ho Lee knockout. This was nice. Ground and pound TKO. Boring Brad Tavares decision. Really nasty knockout by Ode Osborne. I predicted this one. Luis Gruel had his chin right in the air. Got caught. Got put down. Really nasty knockout. Disgustingly boring decision by Torres Finney. We are slamming out Torres Finney as soon as possible. We need to send him to the gulag. We need to send him to the trenches. And we need to get him losing his undefeated record. We hate Torres Finney. Terrible decision. Boring as fuck. What else did we have? Submission by Dion Barboza. Okay, Reese McGee with the knockout. That was a fun fight. That was probably the most fun fight on the card. And then decision. And that got canceled. Okay, yeah. I have everything I need to know. This is going F tier. I'm going to put it above Delize versus Hernandez. Not Delize versus Hernandez. What am I saying? Delize versus Vittori. Holy fuck. Just because the main event was a bit better. Like, it was a bit more fun. And I do like Lerone Murphy, even though it was kind of a boring, Josh Emmett trying to hunt for the big fucking overhand right the entire fight. But it's F tier. Terrible fight card. Co-main was boring as fuck as well. UFC 314. A tier immediately. I almost want to put this one S tier. Let's just look back. Banger main event. Super fun fight of the night. Volkanovski gets his belt back. Super fun scrap. Diego Lopez drops Volk. Has everybody on their freaking hands and knees, like praying that Volk's not going to get slimed out again. Paddy Pimblett destroys Michael Chandler. You love to see it. I predicted that one. Yair Rodriguez, boring decision over Pitbull. Not the best, but Jean Silva, nasty. Drop. What was it? Did he drop Bryce and then sub him? No, I think he just hit him with the ninja choke, barked over him after submitting him. Nasty finish by Jean Silva. This fight was like this was like the people's main event. Super hype fight. Jean Silva got it done. Really, really nice performance by him. Dominic Reyes, classic knockout over Nikita Krylov. Step back, left hand, drops him, finishes him, gets on the fence. Just the comeback, what it felt like before he got slimed out by Olberg, man. But really nasty performance by Reyes. Even the prelims were good. Danny Gay knocking out Sean Woodson, early stoppage, but Verna Jandiroba didn't make it on the main card, thank God. Chase Hooper, really weird grapple fest with Jim Miller, but it was still kind of fun. Julian Erosa sliming out Darren Elkins in like a minute. Disgusting knockout. Mikhail Oleksiejczyk putting down Cedricus Dumas like a dog. Dead ass. Sumadorji Mitch Raposo, fun scrap. Marco Tulio put on a fucking masterclass against Trishan Gore. Nora Cornell subbed Haley Cowan. This was a pretty good card. This was a really good card. Honestly, this was a really good card. A tier, I think, well deserved. S tier, if it was an S tier, I think Volk, getting a finish, maybe Lopez. Oh no, Lopez getting the finish would have been tragic. Absolutely tragic. Volk getting a finish, and then the Yair Rodriguez versus Pitbull fight being a bit more fun. Probably would have made it S tier. But really, really good card. We're going to move on to Kansas City. Protez versus Gary. This was a fun card. There were some nice finishes. The Zhang Ming Yang brutal TKO over Anthony Smith was just like disgusting. It was straight up disgusting. Like blood everywhere. Blood everywhere. Terrible retirement for Anthony Smith. Main event was fun. Ian Gary pieced up Carlos Protez for 25 minutes, and then Protez, that fifth round was super fun. Fourth and fifth round were super fun. Protez almost got it done, just didn't push enough. Giga Chikaze, David Obama, boring as fuck. Michelle Pereira, Abu Magomedov, boring as fuck. Nicholas Dalby, Randy Brown, best fight of the night. Nasty knockout by Randy Brown, just sleeps Nicholas Dalby, scrap, bloody, disgusting. Really nice knockout by Randy Brown. Ikram Aliskerov gets an easy knockout over Andre Muniz. The prelims, Matt Schnell decision over Jimmy Flick, kind of boring. Evan Elder decision boring. Chris Gutierrez decision boring. Damon Blackshear decision boring. Malcolm Wellmaker debut knockout really nasty. Jacqueline Namorum with a nice little sub, and Timothy Kwamba with the knockout. Jocelyn Edwards with a knockout. The card started off hot and then really killed with all these decisions, boring decisions. Then a couple more knockouts and decision fest again. So overall, pretty good card. Lots of knockouts, to be honest. Like the prelims were pretty good. I kind of want to put this B tier. I don't know. This isn't better than 313 though. I'm gonna put this low C tier. I'm gonna put this low C tier. All right, now on to UFC Des Moines. This was Sanhagen versus Figueiredo. This wasn't too bad. This wasn't a bad fight night at all. Main event, obviously there was an injury, so it was a little weird, but at least it finished inside the distance, right? And Corey was whooping up on Deiveson Figueiredo, made him look easy, deserved this title shot. After a long time of like, oh, is Corey finally going to get it? Is he going to get it? Then he'd lose a decision. Then he'd lose this. And he'd go on a little win streak. And then he'd lose again. But then he went on a little win streak. He beat Deiveson Figueiredo. Actually, he lost to Umnar. And then he beat Figgy. So then deserves this title shot. Obviously lost to Marab. But this was a pretty good main event. Raymond DeRitter versus Bo Nickel was a fucking banger. It was a banger. Bo Nickel getting fraud checked was probably the highlight of the year. I loved RDR after that. Literally went to the Vancouver fight night for RDR, no joke. Then he got slammed out by Brendan Allen. Kill myself. But nasty win by Raynard DeRitter. Made Bo Nickel look easy. Finished him in the second round with the knee to the body. Really nice finish. Then Daniel Rodriguez versus Santiago Ponzinibbio was fun as hell. That was an Unk versus Unk scrap. Montel Jackson versus Daniel Marcos was like, man, so kind of boring. Sorhai City versus Cameron Smotherman. Very fun fight. Didn't need to be on the main card, but very fun fight. Mason Jones, Jeremy Stevens, really fun fight. Scrap back and forth. Both guys were cracking each other with big shots. This was really fun, honestly. Then we had the prelims. What was on the prelims again? Yana Santos, Misha Tate. Yeah, kind of boring. Asmat Bakoyev sliming out Ryan Loder. Nasty knockout. Julian Robertson destroying Marina Rodriguez in 2 rounds. Really good knockout. Ground and pound TKO. Quang Lee choking out Gaston Bolanos. Ilya Toro out unconscious. Really good win. Thomas Peterson, boring decision. Juliana Miller, boring decision. So this card was all over the place. It was a decent card. Decent fight night. I'm going to put the... Oh, man. I kind of set this up a little weird at the moment. Because, like, this should be going... I kind of want to... I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put this here in the C tier. Yeah, I'm going to put that in the C tier. Right above the Cannoneer versus... Because I think it was better than these 2 fight nights, to be honest. The RDR moment, the knockout was nasty. All right, my mic died on me because this video is too long. Of course, it's too long. This is a huge video. And, of course, got the quarter zipped. We're going to zip... What has it been up tight? We're gonna look good. Now we're ready to go. We're ready to crack back at it. What were we at? 3:15. I went to this card live. It was a great event. Main event was a fucking banger. This main event was so good. Bilal's best fight of all time. Genuinely Bilal's best fight of all time. And JDM was cracking him. Bilal was throwing back. It was a great main event. I was freaking out. Mike Malott, brutal knockout as well. This was a great card. This was a great card. People were hating on this card. Main card wasn't amazing. There was a lot of decisions, but this was a scrap. Jose Aldo, Amin Zahabi, scrap. A lot of people think it was a robbery. I don't think it was. Live, I don't think it was. Obviously, I'm a Canadian casual. I'm a root for the Canadians. Amin Zahabi cashed me a bag. Cashed me a bag on the Canadian parlay. And then Alexa Grasso and Natalia Silva. Natalia Silva is a great striker. Made it super fun. Benoit Saint Denis, Kyle Propolic was a banger. Super fun fight. And then Benoit got the sub eventually after they were throwing hands. Now Benoit's on a win streak. So great. Prelims were super fun. We had Mike Malott, brutal knockout over Charles Radke. Jasmine Jasovicius subbed Andrade Easy. Modestas Bukauskas, Ion Kutalaba was a scrap. Navajo Sterling, Ivan Urslan was a scrap. We also had Marc-Andre Barrio brutally chin Bruno Silva. Daniel Santos versus Jung I'm not even going to try. Jung Young Lee. That was a fun fight. And then, of course, Bexal Almakhan chin Brad Stone. This was a really good card. Really good card. Obviously not the best pay-per-view, but this is easily a B tier for me. You know, live as well. Like, I have some bias. I'm going to put it above. I'm going to put it above 311, honestly, because the main event was better than 311's main event. Genuinely. This was a great card. But obviously there's a bit of bias. All right, there's a little bit of bias, but I'm going to put it B above 311. Then we're going to move on to Burns versus Morales fight night in the Apex. Actually a really good fight night, to be honest. We had a lot of finishes. Oh, no. Fuck, I'm wrong about this one. Damn it, I was thinking about a different card. Early on, we did have some finishes. Yeah, we did. Okay. Boring fight. Fun finish by Park Young-sung. Denise Gomes chins the fuck out of Elise Reed. Shouldn't be in the UFC. Luana Santos was a submission over Tainara Lisboa. Was a good fight. Yadier Del Valle, easy work of Connor Matthews. Jared Gordon brutally knocked out Thiago Moises. Gabe Green with the sub. This was a pretty good card. Pretty good card. Myron Santos, good scrap against Sadiq Youssef. Easy win. This was overall a pretty good card. In the main event, Mike Morales made Gilbert Burns look easy. Easy. So I'm going to put this one. I'm going to put it C tier. I got a lot in the C tier, but it's because a lot of these cards are like, they're so-so. I'm going to put this one in the C tier. It was a pretty good fight night. We're going to move on. Aaron Blanchfield versus Macy Barber. Didn't even happen. F tier. We're going to put it below Marvin Vettori versus, yeah, we're going to put it below because the main event didn't even happen. What was the main event? It was Gamrot. Yeah, no. This was a nice performance by Brody Maj. Disgusting knockout by Dustin Jacoby, and that's about it. I picked Ramiz Brahimaj, which made me fucking hype because, oh, fuck my mic. Damn it. Because he was a sick underdog. Picked him. Got it done. Mateusz Gamrot, easy decision win. We'll move on, though. UFC 316, where we got 316. Overall, pretty good card. Especially with the Merab finish. I'm putting this B tier. I'm putting it below 311. But this was a good fight. This was a okay fight. You know, Kayla Harrison got the sub. You know, people picked Juliana Pena. But, hey, decent fight. Joe Pyfer tried to put down Kelvin Gastelum. Dude's chin is just too good. Bautista was on the main card. Patchy Bum Nix. Why the fuck was he on the main card? Nice sub by Kevin Holland. Prelims, I don't remember the prelims. Bruno Silva got chinned by Joshua Van. The Joshua Van champ on the run there. Osman Mirzakhanov, nice knockout. Waldo Cortez Acosta decision over Spivak. A little bit of a robbery. Gustafsson, fun fight. What else we got here? Yeah, this was a decent card. It was a decent card. Jekka Sergey got chinned by Jusang Yu. Okay card. I stand by putting this B tier below 311. Decent card. UFC Atlanta was actually dog shit. UFC Atlanta was dog shit. I remember this is dog shit. Main event was terrible. Just grapple fest from Usman. Terrible. What else? Where is it? There was no I remember there was no finishes on this card. I was in Italy watching this card. I was like, this is trash. Malcolm Wellmaker knockout was the highlight. Malcolm Wellmaker, Cody Durden getting chinned by Jose Ochoa, and Philip Rose knockout were the highlights of this card. This card was shit. The main card was dog shit. I feel bad for the people in Atlanta that went to this card. I feel bad. This was such a bad card. I want to put it. I might put it F. Should I put? No. It wasn't that bad. Usman return, decision win, few knockouts. It wasn't terrible, but it was a bad card. It was a bad card. I was in Italy up at like fucking 3 a.m. watching it. It was a bad card. We'll move on to UFC Baku. I don't want to waste too much time, guys, because this video is already way too long. Baku, Khalil Roundtree, easy 50-45, but like pretty shit 50-45 in my opinion. Rafael Fiziev, nice decision win, with style on Ignacio. Curtis Razor Blades, quick, close decision against Kuniev. Arguably robbed him, to be honest. Mikhail Orbai, the fucking caveman got the submission win. Nazim Sadikov with the biggest performance on the card. Really nasty knockout. Double bonus for these guys. Well deserved. That was a highlight. Everything else, yeah, it was. This was mid, bro. Hamdi Abdul Blaha, bro, lost to fucking Mo Usman. This was a shit card. Oban Elliott got fraud check. So I'm gonna put this one D tier as well. Yeah, D tier. No, I'm gonna put this above Dern versus Rebus, bro. I'm not gonna be that bad. This one, this is above Dern Rebus as well. But these were bad cards, man. Back-to-back fight nights that were expected to be bangers, hood classics with the hood main events, ended up being shit. But then UFC 317, first S tier. And I hate to put in the S tier, man, because I fucking hate Ilia Topuria. You guys know I hate Ilia Topuria, and I hated the outcome of this. I was literally crying when Charles Oliveira got knocked out. Literally crying. I remember I was at my friend's house. I was drinking. I was drunk. I was fucking like, let's go, Charles, please. House on Charles. Everything I had left on Charles. I lost so much betting against Joshua Van, and I was fucking so down bad for Charles, and then he gets chinned by Ilia Topuria brutally, disgustingly. This was a great fight. Pantoja destroys Cara France. This was fight of the year, great fight. Benito Dariush, Mike Conor was kind of boring, he fucking slowed down the fight. This was a fun fight as well. Peyton Talbot come back. Prelims were fun, I remember. We had the disgusting knockout by Gregory Rodriguez, disgusting knockout by Delgado with the knee, boring fight, great submission by Terrence McKinney. Yeah, this was a great card. This was S tier. Jacoby Smith with the sub, Jonathan Denise, Alvin fucking Hines, boys. If you don't know Alvin Hines, you're casual. You're casual if you don't know Alvin Hines, Alvin Goonie Hines, bro. Decent card. Now, what am I saying? Decent card. This is S. It's an S. Main event. Nasty finish. Fight of the year on this card. Co-main was really fun. Payne Talbot's fight was fun. We had the Gregory Rodriguez knockout, the Jose Delgado knockout. Really fun card. S tier. I'm putting it S tier. The main event was really good, man. I hate the Charles lost, but it was a nasty knockout. That brings us to the absolute blob fest. That was Teixeira versus Lewis. This was a blob fest. Oh my god, this was a blob fest. Early stoppage, but Derek Lewis got it done. D-Lou. Put the house on D-Lou. Nasty knockout. Dropped Taliesin Teixeira after getting eye poked and finished him. As Taliesin was trying to Spider-Man his way up the fence with the. I think he has a spider tattoo on him. Tried to spider up the fence, didn't work. Ended the fight. Gabriel Bonfim robbed Stephen Thompson badly. Steve Garcia, boring fight against Calvin Kattar. One of Steve Garcia's only boring fights, but I am a Steve Garcia glazer. I am a Steve Garcia fan. I'm glad he won that fight, got him ranked. Morgan Sherrier, nasty knockout over Nate Landwehr. Vitor Petrino back in the win column, looking good at heavyweight. Tuco Tokos. What the fuck is Tuco Tokos and Junior Toffa doing on the main card, though? This is what I'm talking about, UFC. What are we doing with them on the main card? Chris Curtis, boring decision on Max Griffin. Jake Matthews, sub over Chidi and Jaquani, really good performance. Boring fight. Walter Walker, the heel hook continues. Showed his levels. Mike Davis, nice knockout. Fatima Klein with the head kick knockout. Remember that one? Really good. This was a pretty good fight. Pretty good fight night. I mean, I'm gonna put this. Oh man, where am I gonna put this? I'm gonna put this C tier. I'm gonna put this C tier, but I'm gonna put it. I feel like it was a bit better than Kansas. I'm gonna put it C tier above Kansas City. We move on though. Rainer DeRitter versus freaking Bobby Knuckles, bro. I'm putting it B tier. I am putting it B tier for a couple reasons. Also because I got a lot of my picks right on this card. Wait, hold up. Did we skip 318? We might have to go back. Where's 318? Okay, wait, 318 is here. We're going to go back. Okay, we're going to do this one first. DeRitter versus Robert Whitaker. This was a good main event. Really fun back and forth. Split decision, RDR. I was on the RDR hype train. I picked RDR. Piotr Jan masterclass on Marcus McGee. Fun fight. Sharamagomedov, Marc-Andre Barrios, fight of the night. Marc-Andre Barrios broke his fucking nose. I was like, let's go, Canada. Let's go. He lost anyway, but really, really fun fight. Asioma Bayev, a good decision win over Jose Ochoa. Nasty knockout by Guskov. Overhand right, chins Nikita Krylov, destroys him. I predicted that one as a big underdog as well. Bryce Mitchell, classic Bryce Mitchell decision win over Said Nurmagomedov, makes his bantamweight debut. Good fight. Disgusting. Unk still got it now. Knockout from Muslim Salikov. Big overhand right. I remember that. Nasty knockout. Where I was somewhere else as well. I was in Yellowknife. I was up north in the middle of nowhere in Yellowknife watching this shit. It was fire. Davey Grant, classic Davey Davy fucking Grant, mate. He's a great fighter, you know. Really good classic decision from Davy Grant. Knockout from Tabitha Ritchie. Billy Elikana, staring contest with Ebo was boring. Stephen Eugen, nasty knockout over Muhammad Yahya. Just pieced him up for fucking 2 rounds till it ended by Dr. Stoppage. Really, really nasty. And Martin Madej, classic win. So overall, I'm putting it B tier. I got a lot of my picks right. It was a really fun card, to be honest. I'm putting it above these. People might hate this one, but I really did enjoy this card. It might have been because I was in Yellowknife in the middle of nowhere, bro, and I was like, yo, I gotta watch this. I gotta, like up north. Like it might be the location as well. Like I remember the locations I was in for some of these fights. It changes a lot of the things, the atmosphere, how you're feeling, how your picks are going, how your bets are going. We're gonna go to 318 though. Max Holloway doesn't. This as a fucking main card was disgusting. This was a great fight, but you knew there wasn't going to be a finish because Max Holloway respects Dustin too much in the retirement fight. BMF, he pointed at the ground. Just Dustin didn't want it. It was his retirement. He's not going to go out cold, right? So decision. What is Dan Ige and Patricio Pitbull doing on the main card? What is Daniel Zellhuber, Michael Johnson doing on the main card of a pay-per-view? Paulo Costa, Roman Kovalev, co-main. Terrible. Disgusting. Daniel Rodriguez beats Kevin Holland. Like, life's not real. Life is just not real, bro. I'm putting it in the F tier. I know people might hate this one. I'm putting it high F, though. It's just like, what was that main card? As a pay-per-view, it's like disappointing. It's just like 312. It's disappointing as a pay-per-view. You have high expectations. You have, expected finishes and stuff. Like, I don't even need to look at the prelims. I don't remember. I feel like Gautier was on this, like, fucking destroying some. Did Gautier destroy somebody on this card? He did. Robert Valentine, easy. But, like, decisions everywhere. It reeked of this. Like, the prelims were pretty good. Lots of finishes. It was looking good. And then just disgusting on the main card. I can't rate this high. This is F. It's F. We're going to move on to Tyra versus Hyun-Sung Park. This was actually a pretty good fight night. It's a pretty good fight night. I'm putting this C tier. It was an average fight night, decent fight night. Obviously, these guys aren't on the same level. Hyun-Sung Park. I love Park, bro. Saw him live. Dabbed him up. He was a G after taking a loss against Bruno Silva, but he got mogged. He got absolutely fucking mogged by Tatsuro Taira. Mogged with the quarter zip, everything, So this was not great. Fight of the night, bangers. These were fucking bangers. Chris Duncan, I loved it. Pick the underdog. Esteban Ribovic put on a fucking masterclass on Elvis Brenner. They were throwing like crazy. Boring, disgusting performance from Carol Rosa. So boring. Neil Magny fluking his way to a knockout win. TKO in the second round. Ground and pound. It's a Neil Magny win when he's fighting on Unk like fucking Dos Santos. Kevin Vallejos. Really fun back and forth boxing fight here. Prelims, I feel like were good. Were they good? Yeah. Rinya Nakamura, kick to the body. Really nice liver kick. Boring fight. Nice wit by Pulyayev. Put down Nick Klein in the second round. Austin Bashi got a layup with the submission. And then some boring fights to start off. But this was a pretty good fight. This is a pretty good fight night, excuse me. So I'm going to put that C tier. We're going to move on, though. Dolidze versus Hernandez. Oh, my Lord. Dolidze versus Hernandez. This was fucking awful. This was fucking awful, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Yep. Yo, I'm so sorry for cussing, boys. I've been cussing way too much, but, like, dude, like, looking back at some of these cards, I'm like, what were we doing with this? Hernandez put on a masterclass on Dolidze. It was nice. Boring from Steve Erceg. Boring. He almost lost to Ode Osborne. He almost lost to Ode fucking Osborne by knockout. Almost. Like, multiple times. Angela Hill on the main card. Boring-ass fight against Lucindo. Andre Philly, classic little performance. Beat C-Rod. Nice performance. John Matsumoto, decent performance. Loki got a robbery. C-Rod got or C-Rod. What am I saying? CLD, nasty knockout over Eric Anders. The spinning attacks, really nasty. Prelims, I know they were boring. Yep, boring. Nasty knockout slam, though. Actually, I got to take that back. This was a nasty knockout slam. Almost one of the knockouts of the year. Put him out. Disgusting knockout from Elijah Smith. This was like a back in the day rampage slam. This was nasty. Edwards got her opponent out easy. I believe it was Priscilla Cachoeira. I don't know why she doesn't load in. Uros Medic, nice knockout over Gilbert Urbina. Robbery decision against Cody Brundage here, Eric Monconico. But okay card, but like really low level, dude. Like the main event was good, but I'm putting this low D. We're gonna move on. UFC 319. This was a fucking stacked card, and people are gonna say this Hamzat Chimaev DDP fight was terrible. But this was better. This was better than JDM versus Islam. This was an Islam JDM performance, but it was better because DDP still had some gas in him. He still had some fight in him. Every single round he'd come out, he had a fucking smile on his face. He was smirking. He's like, I got this shit. He fully believed every round that he beat Chimaev, and Chimaev would take him down, just ground and pound him. The most ground strikes, the most dominant performance. It was little pitter-patter shots, a fucking ass. dog shit from Hamza Chimaev. He sits out for a fucking year. But DDP came out every round thinking he was going to beat Hamza, my boy DDP. He's going to be back. He's going to come. He's going to fucking destroy Brandon Allen. But this was actually not the worst main event. It was better than JDM Islam. I stand by that every day. I stand by that on God. I stand by that. And in the 5th round, DDP almost fucking finished Chimaev. So this was a good card. Lerone Murphy spinning back elbow. Disgusting knockout from Lerone. I was hyped. Carlos Prates spinning elbow was disgusting. Michael Venom Page point fending boring. Tim Elliott, classic performance. The little submission win. Jerking and jotting around, bro. Jerking his dick all over Kaya Sakura. Nice win. The comeback, really nice. Bro, how the fuck do you lose to a hobo, Kai? Fucking retire, buddy. Prelims. Fire, Bystander, Susakayev, nice submission. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk chins GM3. Gunnar Hooper gets chinned by Alexander Hernandez, but great fight. Boring fight here, though. Early prelims, I remember, were pretty good. Yeah, Drakkar close decision. Okay, it was okay. Korean Silva decision robbery. Okay, but Joseph Morales with the sub as well. So this was a good card, man. And I'm going to put this one pretty high, actually. I'm going to put this A tier. Put it A tier. A lot of people don't like this card, but I enjoyed it. Not to mention as well, I was at a concert. I was fucking smacking every bet. I was smacking every bet. Bro, this card literally paid for my concert, paid for all my food, paid for all my drinks, everything. And I was on the metro on the way home watching the double spinning elbows back. It was nice. It was great. I missed the boring prelims, but I saw the main card. The main card was great. Main event, even though it was kind of slow, kind of boring, I still respect DDP for coming out every round with a smile on his face, believing truly 100% that he would win. He had full belief in himself. And that's what you love to see. I'm putting it at the A tier, bro. Putting it at the A tier. We're going to move on to Shanghai. Oh, man, Shanghai. Johnny Walker. Fraud checking Zhang Mingyang. Dana White, in this fight, literally lost millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. This was supposed to be a layup where Zhang Mingyang would chin the fuck out of Johnny Walker. Everybody, I locked in Zhang Mingyang. True belief. And he gets chinned by Johnny Walker. This was so funny. Comical fight card. Genuinely a comical fight card. Boring, staring decision from Aljamain Sterling. Boring, staring decision from Pavlovich. Literally has no aura. Lost all aura. Suma Dwarji, okay decision. New guy destroyed Kiefer Crosby. This was like a mauling. Illegal knee, I believe. It was weird. This was a weird card. Prelims were good. This was an okay fight. Fucking my boy Lorna Kavanaugh gets chinned by Charles Johnson. Why does this happen every time? Why does this happen? He chins fucking Joshua Van and chins Lorna Kavanaugh. This is just what Johnson does. He's going to lose his next fight. I guarantee it, he's going to lose his next fight. Good win by Charles Johnson. This was a great knockout and a great fight overall. This was the best fight on the card, but fuck, man. Lorna Kavanaugh, my boy, got slimed out by Charles Johnson. I should have seen it coming. Wrong Jew. He's a wrong Jew, bro. He got a nice decision win here. Kyle Dawkins knocks out Michelle Pereira. Nobody fucking expected that. Nasty knockout. Yiza puts down Weston Wilson with ease. I mean, he was like a minus 2,000 favorite, but puts him out with ease. Su Young Yu, good fight. Uran Satibaldi with the fucking, what do you have? It was was it a scarfold choke? It was a really nasty choke. So overall, good card. I'm not going to hate too much, but the problem was I was up at fucking 3 a.m. I was crashing out Lorna Kavanaugh, just got beat, and then fucking Johnny Walker flukes Zhang Mingyang, so really weird card. I'm putting it D tier. I'm putting it above Urseg versus, fucking, what's his name, Moreno, but it was a weird card, and I just hated. I was up at 3 a.m. just crashing out, all alone. My girlfriend was sleeping, everybody was sleeping, and I was just downstairs fucking crashing out, yelling at my computer. So it was overall a good card. It was a decent card, but we're gonna move on to the best fight night of the year. I stand by that. This is literally going in the S tier. It's going in the S tier. People are gonna be like, "What the fuck? Why are you putting a fight night in the S tier over all these fucking pay-per-views?" Look at this fight night. Look at this fight night and tell me this wasn't the best fight night of the year. Great performance by Imavov. I predicted this. I'm the best predictor on YouTube. I'm the best predictor on YouTube. Easy decision from Imavov. Pieced up Kyle Borrello, made him look like a bum. I hate Kyle Borrello, so this was a great performance. BSD flukes Mauricio Rufy, destroys Mauricio Rufy. We fucking mogged Mauricio Rufy in this fucking fight. We sub him in the second round. Easy work. Benoit Saint Denis, no more scam Denis. He's the real fucking deal. I love this. I was so hyped. I was at my girlfriend's house. This was great. This was fucking great. We had a family event. I was upstairs. I was like, yo, you're gonna have to give me a second. I gotta watch these fights. Banger. Finish. Decision. Look at these prelims. Knockout. Submission. Insane card. The best fight night of the year. I stand by that. The best fight night of the year. And I wish I went to this live. This was the best fight night of the year. Paris. Great card. All the French fighters won. Umar Sy with the knockout over Brenton Ribeiro. Ground and pound, really nice. Ante Julia chins the fuck out of Marcin Tybura. Great performance. Cal Fernandez puts on a leg kick masterclass against Harry Hardwick. He's the next big thing in the UFC. You know, the London guys were crashing out, but Cal Fernandez, nice leg kick knockout. Sam Patterson, dude's got a big win streak of round one finishes, destroys Trey Watterson, puts him out cold, on the feet, really nice knockout. Robert Brychek just unloads on Brad Tavares in the third round, great performance. Rinat Fakhretdinov pulls out of nowhere, just starts knocking out this guy, bro. Knocks out Andreas Gustafsson in a very underwhelming performance, but knocks him out. Sam Hughes with the sub over Sean O'Bannon. You love to see it, Sam Hughes. Bro, still one of the most underrated WMA fighters in the UFC. Great win by her. So this was a fucking stacked fight night. I stand by this on the S tier. Genuinely the best fight night of the year. I love this one. This was great. So we'll move on, though, to the Noche card. And, dude, I have to put this high just because this main event. This was one of the best main events of the year. One of the best main events of the year. Diego Lopez mogs and mauls John Silva in the first round. Second round, John Silva's coming out, spinning back elbows. Body kicks, slamming body kicks, big shots upstairs. Diego Lopez is eating it. He's eating every single shot with ease. It was great. This was such a good main event. I was watching with my family. This was like they were watching them bleed and fucking bleed out. And when he landed the spinning elbow on John Silva, spinning elbow's been moving like the YNs these days, bro. No quarter zips. They've been moving like YNs this year in 2025. And Diego Lopez put on a fucking masterclass on John Silva. Spinning elbow, second round, brutal knockout, beautiful stuff. Rest of the card was okay, you know, boring co-main, really boring co-main. Rafa Garcia, a nice knockout over Jared Gordon. Dude got hit by a car a day before the fight. Like, why the fuck are you still fighting? But Kevin Gastelum almost lost to Justin Stoltzfus. Like, bro, just hang up the gloves, bro. Hang up the gloves, retire. Alexander Hernandez, nasty knockout over Diego Ferreira, predicted that one. Santiago Luna, nasty knockout over Quang Lee. Really fun fight. Prelims were okay, you know, submission over... Why is Medina still in the UFC? The guy's booked at Mexico again. Why is he in the UFC? Please, UFC, get rid of this guy. Please, bro. I get he's from South America. Get rid of him. Nobody cares. Joaquin Silva, arguably Rog Puelles. Tatiana Suarez, boring decision. Jesus Aguilar, classic fucking decision win. No contest, the cup shot. Nasty knockout Alden Correa. And the fucking tough fight was really fun as well. Danil Donchenko, really good performance. I wanted Rodriguez to win or Rodrigo to win. I met him in Vancouver. Really cool guy. He'll be back, but good card overall. Main event really made it just fire. If the main event was ass, it would have been a terrible card, but I'm going to put this in the C tier. I'm going to put this in C tier above this one, actually. I'm going to put it here because this main event was so good. If you haven't watched this main event, where are you? Have you been sleeping under the rock? Watch this main event. It's such a good fight. We're going to move on, though, to the fucking Australia fight night. This was a pathetic fight night. The matchmaking was disgusting. Fucking Jimmy Crute co-main. This was a great performance by Olberg. Shut down Reyes' win streak. You hate to see it, but great performance. Fun co-main, even though it was a terrible co-main. Like, what is this matchmaking? Jack Jenkins, you know, easy decision win. Neil Magny flukes the fuck out of Jake Matthews in the third round like he always does. God damn it, Neil Magny. Tom Nolan, beautiful performance. Prelims were like, okay, Navajo decision. Cam Rouston, nice knockout. I predicted that one as an underdog. Jamie Malarkey, easy decision. Colby Thickness, easy decision. Michelle Montague looks like a great future bantamweight prospect. Brando Pericic also looks like a great heavyweight prospect. So this card was okay. You know, the matchmaking was bad. They were struggling to sell tickets because it just wasn't a good card. I'm going to put it in the D tier. I think it's low D tier, even below. Yeah, no, this was not a great card. For a live card, like, when you have these live fight nights, you're going to Australia. Make a good card. Dude, you have a huge Australian fan base. Make a good card. Like, I get you're just trying to chuck Australians on this card, but, like, you can put more effort in UFC. You know what I mean? Like, dude, me, Bedtime, Guru, we could all do better matchmaking than this. All right, I'm not on the level of them, but, like, bro, come on. Come on, bro. Come on. All right, we're going to move on to 320. Easy S tier. Easy S tier, in my opinion. This is what I was talking about earlier. Alex Pereira makes Magomed Ankalaev looks fucking easy. Easy! As a huge underdog, Alex Pereira pulls it off. Easy. Marab, great performance against Corey Sandhagen. Almost chins him. Great fight. Yuri Prohaska, disgusting knockout over Khalil Rountree. Yusuf Zalal and Josh Emmett. At least this wasn't boring. It wasn't a boring stinker. It was early. Easy submission for Yusuf Zalal. Made Josh Emmett look easy with the armbar. Really nice work. Joe Pyfer, great fight with Abus Magomedov. Even the prelims were great, weren't they? Yeah, Atama Gauthier on this card chins this fucking bum, but it was a good performance. Daniel Santos knockout over Ju Sung Yu after he was He was fucking mogging him. He was making fun of him. And then Daniel Santos chins him like the shoot the box goat that we fucking are. Let's go. Patchy Mix, get this guy out the UFC immediately. Get him out the UFC immediately. Edmund Shabazian, nice knockout. Early prelims, were they good? Yeah. Punali Soriano, okay decision. Yana Santos, okay decision. Yeah. Ramiz Brahimaj, another huge underdog pick. This is my fucking boy. Ramiz, if you're watching this, you're my boy, bro. You are my boy. You have cashed me so much money. I should fucking cash app you some money right now, deadass. I owe you money. I owe you money for the amount of money you've made me. As a 4x underdog against that fucking American guy, you fucking choke him out, and then you choke out another American guy, Austin Vanderford. Nice performance, the head kick, and then the guillotine. Dude, this guy's nasty. I love Ramiz Brahimaj. So this card, S tier in my opinion. The main event was great. Co-main was great. Feature fight was great. Even these other fights were really good. So S tier in my opinion. Great card. And then we got UFC Fight Night Brazil. Dude, A tier. A tier Fight Night. A tier Fight Night. Oliveira comeback win over Mateusz Gamrot. He makes it look easy. He dominates Mateusz Gamrot. I'm at my dad's house. I'm out in fucking the middle of Ontario, in the middle of fucking nowhere. All right. I be in the middle of nowhere for a lot of these fight cards, and I love it. I love it. I'm watching this fight card. I put the fucking house. I put everything I had on Oliveira, and he pulls it off with the submission win in the second round. I love Oliveira. I love my coach Charles Oliveira. Great performance. Boring co-main, but like good win for Figgy. Good win for Figgy. Montel Jackson didn't want to win. Did nothing in Brazil against a Brazilian. Like, what are you doing? Joel Alvarez, Vicente Luque was a pretty good fight. Alvarez got robbed of the finish. This was weird. I mean, breakout performance by Mario Pinto, chins the fuck out of Janata Deniz, dominates, destroys him. Colin Offley with a nice standing rear naked choke, really nice. The prelims were all finishes, if I remember. Yeah, the prelims were so good. Michael Aswell destroys the guy that goes into a fight with a broken hand. I mean, how the fuck did the commission let that slide? But whatever. Great performance by Aswell. Beautiful submission by Jeff Filifilo with the fucking Kimura. Really nice. I predicted that one. My favorite underdog of the week. One of. It was him and it was Oliveira. Obviously, we cast both. Beautiful. Vitor Petrino. Beautiful knockout over Thomas Peterson. Really nice. It was a slop fest until he chinned him badly in the third round. Mesquita. I mean, dude, do I really have to say much about Mesquita? I mean, you know what I mean? So she had a great performance. Submitted her in the second round. Really good performance. Lucas Rocha. Really good performance. The Shoot the Box guys did great on this card. Julia Pilastri knockout third round. Yeah, this was a great card. I stand by this. I stand by this A tier as well. I'm also, a Charles Oliveira Glazer, so I got to put this A tier. Really, really good fight night. Really good fight night. I enjoyed that one a lot. And then we move on to UFC Vancouver. UFC Vancouver. I was live at this event. Lots of finishes on the prelim. This was a great card. I was sitting front row because I jugged some guy's seat. I was sitting front row. I was sitting front row all the way up until... Dude, I think I was sitting front row all the way up until the fucking Jourdain fight. Yeah, yo. I low-key fluked a great spot, guys. I fluked a great spot, but... Knockout by Croden, great performance. Knockout by Yusri Belguri, great performance. Stephanie Luciano, submission third round, good performance. DeJoyan Santos, Danny Barlow, great scrap. Really, really fun fight. Really fun fight. I mean, the crowd was pro Danny Barlow, but DeJoyan Santos pulled it off. Scrappy decision win. Bruno Silva, great submission over Hyun-Sung Park in the third round. Needed that bounce back. Good performance. Airi Keeling doesn't waste any time. 21-second knockout. Brutal knockout as well. Drew Dober, brutal knockout over Kyle Propolic. Really fun fight. Scrap back and forth. I was rooting for Kyle as a huge underdog. He almost got it done. Third round, there was some weird stuff. There was a cup shot, and then Drew Dober lost a point. And then he just went out there and mogged Kyle Propolic. Really, really powerful shots. Got it done. Main card slowed down a little bit. Robbery fucking... Dude, fuck Dan Miragliotta. Fuck you, Dan Miragliotta. Fuck you. Fuck you on everything. Okay? He ruined this card. Dan Miragliotta single-handedly puts this card down because this was supposed to be a round one knockout by Kyle Nelson. Had Matt Favola out. Matt Favola thought he lost the fight. But no, we go to a decision. Like, what the fuck? And then Charles Jourdain, breakout performance. Beautiful flying knee into the guillotine. Stuck his tongue. What's going on? Nasty performance. Beautiful. Knockout by Man on Fiore. This broke my heart. I love Jasmine, but really nice knockout. Super fun scrap. Eamon Zahabi, Marlon Vera. If you haven't watched that one, it's fun fight. Very, very fun fight. I thought Eamon won. It was a split decision, but why are you going to a close decision with a Canadian in Canada, Marlon? Like, what the fuck are you doing? But great performance by Eamon. I love Eamon, so we're riding that hype train. Mike Moat, good win over Kevin Holland. Good decision. There was some controversy. Dan Miragliotta fucked everything up again with the cup shots. Just weird stuff. Brendan Allen flukes Rainer Ritter in the main event. So Good fight night. I'm putting this in the B tier. I was there a lot. Dude, I got Rainer Ritter in 2 of the B tiers. So, I mean, honestly, I find RDR super fun, super goofy, makes these fights fun. The main event was kind of a boring smudge fest, but like the card overall was great. Prelims were super fun. Main card, they were riding high, and then the fucking disgusting work from Dan Mergliotta killed the hype a little bit, but I still love the card. I was there live. There's some bias, so I'll put it B tier, but really, really good fight night. Then we move on to 321 F tier. F tier. Like, I have 3 pay-per-views in the F tier. If that says nothing, UFC, lock in. Lock in. F tier. I mean, main event was fucking terrible. Co-main event was fucking awful. The feature fight was the best fight of the card. Umar versus Mario was the best fight on the card. You know, boring-ass decision win for Volkov. Robbed the fuck out of Almeida, but he was just trying to snooze on him. So I'm glad Volkov got that robbery. Azamat Mirzakhanov, chins Rockets. That was a big fight. That was a big win for him, but prelims were boring too. Besides the Quillen Salkill knockout, I was at my fucking girlfriend's university thing. I was watching a presentation, and Quillen Salkill, knockout! I was fucking freaking out my chair. I was freaking out. But there was 200 people at this university presentation. I'm in my seat tweaking out, bro. And people are staring at me like, what the fuck is this guy looking at? They just don't know. They just don't know about the Quillen Salkill knockout. Beautiful stuff. Rest of the card was ass. Walter Walker's sub was really nice. Boring Hamdi decision, boring Mitch Raposo decision, boring fucking Inaui decision. Like, this was a shit card. Shit card. The only thing that made it good was the Umar fight, the Mirzakhanov fight, and the Quillen Salkill knockout. But otherwise, for a pay-per-view, pathetic. F tier. Top F tier, though. And then no contest in the main. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Ruined everything. We're going to stick by that. F tier. Then, Steve Garcia, David Onama. Really fun fight card. Really fun fight card. Almost all... Were they all finished? No, they weren't. Decision here, but this was fun. Obviously, the weird convert, we're not going to get into that weird illegal stuff going on. Great main event. Honestly, Steve Garcia chins the fuck out of David Obama, shows that he's not top 15 level. I predicted that. Waldo Cortez Acosta gets eye poke, comes out in the second round, or the first round is still in the first round, chins Ante Delia after almost getting chin. It was weird. Weird stuff on this card, but it was a good fight night. Prelims were pretty good. Lots of submissions. Great performance here against the 6'7" guy. We're not gonna get into that, but Billy Elicana drops Kevin Christian, subs him out cold, really nice stuff. Decent. Like, this was a decent card. Still better than 321. I'm going to put the C tier. Put the C tier, because the main event was fun. Co-main, nice knockout. You know, like, decent amount of finishes as well. Pretty fun. We're going to move on, though, to the back-to-back Apex cards. I mean, at least the main card was all finishes, but, like... it was kind of stinky. There was like no rankings involved here. Joseph Morales, 6-7 win, nice submission, nasty knockout by Medic in the Apex is what he does. Chris Padilla, we ride with Chris Padilla, easy win. We predicted this. Favorite underdog of the week. CLD, brutal knockout over Marco Tullio, really nice, right in front of his girlfriend too. Brutal, beautiful. Gabriel Bonfim, nice knee, brutal knockout. Prelims were ass. Josh Hawkins, nice knockout, but yeah, prelims. Nice submission win by Daniel Marcos. Nice submission by Zachary Reese. But overall, okay card. Okay card. I'm going to put a D tier, high D tier. Put it above the Leon versus Brady fight. Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. But that brings us into UFC 322. And this is where I get tricky, bro. This is where it gets tricky because the main event and the co-main event fucking halted everything. They ruined everything. Islam smudging Jack Della Maddalena for 20. We watched 50 minutes of Smudge Fest. This was art. This was fucking beautiful as well. Bo fucking Nickel with the knockout. This was like we were in heaven. 4 disgusting knockouts in a row. And just because of that, fuck the main and fuck the co-main. The prelims, the prelims were good too. Yeah, nice knockout by Susarkayev. Kyle Dawkins, easy sub. We predicted that one. Nice, yeah, the knockout from Bo Nickel was nasty. Aaron Blanchfield sub. This was pretty good. Ewing pulling off a scrappy decision win as a huge under. Like, this was a good card up until this main event. The co-main were so 50 minutes of smudge. 50 minutes of smudge. We need to remove that in 2026. Get rid of it. But I'm gonna put it in the A tier because it was still good. I'm gonna put it below the Rio card though because this main event and the co-main were so fucking ass. They were so bad. But that brings us into UFC Qatar. We're closing out the year pretty strong. Qatar was a great card. Great card. Nice win by Arman Sarukian. Really good win by Ian Gary. You know, pretty fun scrap. Volkan Ozdemir, brutal knockout. Orabai, brutal knockout. Cortez Acosta, brutal knockout. Drops the fucking Blob Gaziev, nice knockout. Kyogi with a masterpiece over Ulan, masterpiece. Beautiful. He's our baby. Horiguchi's our baby now, man. He's our baby. We're gonna ride with Horiguchi. He's going to destroy Amir Albazi. Luke Riley, nasty debut knockout. Nicholas Dalby, scrappy decision win. I should have seen that one coming. Asul Mabayev with the submission, nice. Abdul Yakyayev wasting no time, head kick into the submission, really nice. Taporia with a beautiful decision win. Ismail Nardiev, nasty knockout, and then a couple boring decisions. But this was a really good fight night. Great debut in Qatar as well. First time going to Qatar. Great fight. I'm going to put this at the B tier. I want to put it above the Saudi Arabia card. This is a really good fight night, man. I really rate this one. And I rate it high, honestly. Really good fight night. Great way to like start closing up the year. Then we move on to UFC 323. S tier. 323, and I'm putting it above. Yeah, this was S tier. No, this is, dude. I'm putting it above 317. I think it was the best card of the year. Great performance by Piotr Jan. Great masterpiece performance by Piotr Jan. This was a great fight, even though Merab lost, and I still believe he's the bantamweight GOAT. This was a great performance. They're going to run it back for sure. Both of them have about the same records. Both of them are GOAT status, GOAT level status of bantamweight, highest level bantamweight fight I think we've ever witnessed. This was insane. This kind of ruined it, the Joshua Van injury over Pantoja, but they'll run it back eventually. Tatsuro Taira, great knockout over Brandon Moreno, smudged him, destroyed him. Payne Talbot, masterpiece over Henry Cejudo. The draw here was kind of crappy, but it was a back and forth scrap here. Prelims were fire. We destroyed Grant Dawson. We predicted this. I picked Manuel Torres. You know we were going to fucking destroy Grant Dawson. Nasty round one knockout. Terrence McKinney. Chris Duncan was one of the craziest round one fights. Great knockout by Chris Duncan. Macy Barber, good decision win here. Fares Ziam, breakout performance over a tough guy, Nazim Sadikov. Chins him, really nice. Double elbow, really nice performance by Ziam. Early prelims were great too. Marvin Vettori, Bruno Ferreira, great fight. The fucking unmovable object versus the immovable force versus the fucking blockhead and Bruno Ferreira. Great fight. Blockhead matchup, you love to see it. Jalen Turner, great bounce back performance, comes back, destroys Edson Barboza first round, lots of blood, great fight. Iwo Baranowski versus Ibo Aslan, the best round one fight of 2025. Without a doubt, these guys were fucking throwing. This was a crazy performance. Iwo versus Ibo was the best matchmaking I've ever seen. These guys were throwing. It was a bar fight. Nasty knockout by Iwo. Both guys dropped each other twice within a minute. It was insane. Mansour Abdul Malik made it look easy round one sub. And nasty knockout by Myron Santos. This is the best fight card of the year. 323 was the best fight card of the year. A great way to end the year. Great pay-per-view to end the year. You love to see it. And then we move on to the final event of 2025. A great way to end off 2025. Nasty knockout by Manel Cap. Nasty knockout by Kevin Vallejos. We are coming for that Jean Silva rematch. We are coming for the belt. Boring decision by Cesari. I was kind of disappointed with this one. Nasty head kick knockout by Melco Dal Costa. Cut both these heavyweights. Terrible fight. King Green, classic decision win over a Canadian. I was kind of rooting for Lance Gibson, but he looked shit. Cut him. Prelims were great as well. Neil Magny gets subbed by Yaroslav. Yaroslav looks like a prospect. Put him in the top 15 immediately. Looks like he can fight top 15 level right away. Looks great. Brito gets a decision win over Isaac Thompson. It was a close scrap. Stephen Aspin versus fucking Sean Sheriff. Nobody expected this to be a great fight, but Stephen Aspin, the heavyweight Max Holloway, put on a fucking masterclass on Sean Sheriff, just beats him up for 2 rounds and then TKOs him in the second. Great performance by Stephen Aspin. We will be riding high with Stephen into 2026. Aspin, we will be ass-plunding your ass ASAP. Boring decision by Luana Santos. Boring decision by Guillermo Pat. And then nice knockout by Jamie Lynn Horth. Great way to end off 2025. The final card of 2025 was really good. I'm going to put this in the C tier. I'm going to put it in between these two. This is my entire tier list of 2025. Every single fight card 2025, all my tier list. The S tier, super stacked fight cards here, really fun fights all around. The A tier, really high level matchups here as well. I got a few fight nights in there. Not trying to be too biased with pay-per-views because obviously the pay-per-views have the big names, but like you have to expect good fights. That's why we have fucking 321 dog shit, 318 dog shit, and 312 dog. We can do better, UFC. We can do better. Come on. But this is my tier list, my 2025 tier list. If you guys did enjoy the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop it down in the comments what you guys think about my tier list, what would you guys change, and I will catch you guys in the next video. See you.